two of the best European sides in the World Cup. They kept their managers, Deschamps and Louis van Gaal. But Danny, there are of course some news in the French team after losing the final. For instance, 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐲 is gonna miss. He's not with the national team anymore. How do you see this very good game, France-Netherlands?
Well, and
This could be
Koeman
the
is the
most.
coach. Koeman is the coach of the
Koeman,
Netherlands.
yeah,
Sorry,
new manager
no
is
Van
Koeman,
Gaal,
of course.
Koeman. Yeah,
Return
no
of Koeman, the return of Koeman,
Yeah.
which I think will make this game interesting because Koeman already said he want to switch to a 4-3-3 formation. That's what he normally does. That's what he like to play. Could we see a Netherlands playing a bit more expansive football? In the end, at the World Cup, they were not that exciting after all. Yes, they had some moments with the wing backs, especially on the right-hand side with Dumfries, but they were really the master of the dark arts, stopping the game, a lot of fouls, making it really physical, very difficult for play to break through. They were not that exciting, although they hold a very long unbeaten run, 20 games unbeaten. The last time they lost was in the quarterfinals against the Czech Republic. But I think against under Van Gaal, they reached those heights that we were expecting. Let's see if Koeman playing with a different system helps them being more attacking, really. Koeman, by the way, qualified them to Euro 2020, missed out on World Cup 2018. So obviously he's got something to prove there. I'm really interested to see how they're gonna play, who's gonna play up front. I'm sure Gakpo will play. Will Depay play? Will Weghorst play? Let's see. They seem a bit short of options there up front. Let's not forget the Netherlands are also finalists in the Nations League. They're going to play Italy in the semi-final. So overall, a good campaign for them. Obviously, who wins this one finishes top of the group, I think. And I mean, it's very difficult not to qualify, especially for a group with the Republic of Ireland, Greece, and Gibraltar. There are a few interesting first call-up for Netherlands. Sven Botman, Gertruida from Feyenoord, Xavi Simons, who plays now PSV and former PSG. So they're trying to rejuvenate the team. The defense, for me, remain the strongest of Netherlands for sure. For France, I mean, there are going to be a few polemics because the captain now is Kylian Mbappe. Let's see how this thing's gone down with the camp and how upset is Antoine Griezmann. France have been, obviously World Cup finalists, but they've been hit and miss recently. They lost 4 competitive games in the last 12 months, 2 which are home in the Nations League against Denmark and Croatia, although the one against Denmark was in unlucky circumstances. But then if you look at the squad of France and you look at the absentees, you think the squad is still probably the strongest team in Europe. I mean, they're missing Benzema, Nkunku, Kante, Lloris, Hernandez, not Hernandez.
Lloris is not missing. Lloris is not missing.
Sorry?
Well, Lloris is not missing. He retired.
He retired. Well, he's not there anymore. He's not there anymore. Yeah. They haven't got this caliber of players, and he's a very young. These are very young defense. The oldest one is Pavard, who's 26. A generally young squad with Camavinga, Tchouaméni, Kolo Muani, Dabi. So, I mean, you think, well, the talent is still there without some of the big names. Question mark for me is whether Coman is going to start. He didn't play much at the World Cup, but he's having a very good season with Bayern Munich. I think we can see goals here. Despite being the first game of the group, maybe more important not to lose it rather than win it. But I think we could see goals and see how this new Netherlands with Koeman sets up. Over 2.25 goals, 186.
Also Benzema, by the way, retired from the national team. Mil is going for France to win and both teams to score. Loiches is telling us that Maignan anyway is better than Joris, so they are not going to miss it. How do you see this France-Netherlands, Álvaro?
Well, I think that historically this game has been pretty good. I mean, if you go to the UEFA website, you can see that there have been really good goals in this fixture by Robben van Persie, Patrick Kluivert. And maybe I was thinking when I was checking those highlights that the Netherlands don't have these kind of players anymore, but maybe they are in the process of creating these players, because 𝐜𝐨𝐧𝐧𝐶𝐞𝐜 is looking really good for the Netherlands. He's taking responsibilities, because Xavi Simons is a player that we shouldn't overlook. I think that he has been playing really good football for a year now. And I think that Ronald Koeman is going to try to change, especially the attack. It's true what Daniel says, that it's going to be interesting to see which system he goes for. I mean, naturally, Ronald Koeman goes for a 4-3-3, but at Barcelona at times he switched to a 3-man centre back, and he was very criticized for that. But the Netherlands will have to do whatever is needed to start winning games and to get far in tournaments. And Ronald Koeman is going to favor the good defensive players over the offensive defenders. For example, there is a player that I really rate, Jeremy Frimpong from Bayer Leverkusen, who is out of the squad, and Ronald Koeman explained that in his eyes he can't defend yet, and therefore he cannot play as a right back, and that's why Dumfries is going to probably start for the Netherlands. So
good luck
we know what
good luck with
is
defending there. Good luck with defending.
Yeah, but
defending is just
he's not the best player, Dumfries. But the thing is that Frimpong is a winger converted, and Dumfries he is not so hyperbolically attacking. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think that the Netherlands have a number of players in between the ages of 23 to 27 who have to step up and will step up. I'm pretty sure about that. De Ligt, Frenkie, 𝐿𝐴𝐽 is slightly younger, but I think that he's already not a veteran player, but one of those players who have international experience already. Wijnaldum is back, something that I don't understand very well, because I think that the Netherlands have options in midfield. But yeah, generally I think that with Ronald Koeman, the Netherlands will be cautious, because we have seen that Ronald Koeman is a rather cautious manager. When it comes to France, look, Mbappé to score is one of those odds that we can never overlook for the French national side, because he has scored 19 goals in the last 17 games for France, and in the World Cup final he scored 3 goals. This is the last memory we have of Mbappé playing with the French national kit. They've got a new keeper. It's going to be Maignan. Most potentially, Areola and Samba are also in the squad, but I think that is going to be Maignan. And I am fascinated about seeing the Thuram brothers playing together. Maybe we have the chance to see them playing together for the French national side as well, following the steps of their dad. So let's see if that happens. Look, both teams to score. I like it here. 190, because the Netherlands, they've been pretty entertaining and scoring a decent amount of goals despite not being the most offensive side. And Mbappé to score 2.0.
Black Adam is also going for both teams to score. What a game we have in France, Netherlands.